Well, good evening, folks. It's the real Captain Kirk here. It's the 26th of September, here live from One Bethlehem Plaza in downtown Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Last week we spoke to Matt Pfeiffer and his team down there in Bentonville, Arkansas, Walmart's headquarters. Conversations on retail. We talked about Q2, Q3, and Q4. So again, unfortunately, a very unfavorable fall for seasonal merchandise and big retailers. So again, not a great fall. Also spoke to the folks at NPR Marketplace, again, about what we do for Fortune 500 companies and small businesses alike. So check out those two links there. Here across the world here, so these are mean temperatures versus last year on a National Retail Federation calendar. So big maps versus last year. Very warm here in the U.S., 0.3 warmer than last year, 13th warmest in 36 years. So very warm east and cooler toward the Rockies, Central Plains. So if there's any benefit to seasonal merchandise sales, it certainly would have been out toward the Rockies and the central U.S. 104% wetter than last year, wettest in 3 years, ninth wettest in 36 years. Canada, warmest in 7 years, again, not overly favorable for overall retail sales. UK, 6.2 degree warmer than last year, making it the hottest in 15 years, so hot and dry in the UK. The rest of Europe, again, on the central and east is the cooler side, 2.5, coolest in 3 years. Russia, the cooler than last year. China, very hot, hot and wet, number one hottest, wettest. Australia starting their spring, again, coldest in 6 years for the start of spring down under. Brazil, a little bit warmer and warmest in 3, driest in 3, and maps inset left are the trends versus average. Hard to believe here, but we're already getting out into October here. So farmers are out there doing their thing. God bless them as they harvest here this season. 4.9 Fahrenheit, warmer than last year. Warmest in 4 years, third hottest in 36 years for the USO overall. So much above average national temperatures, near record heat there in the Central Plains, where you probably see some of these guys out there doing their harvesting. 28% drier than last year, driest in 18 years. Fifth driest in 36 years, so much below average. Precip there. See some snow out there in the northern Rocky Mountains, higher plains, higher areas of the northwest, and wet where they need it in the southwest. Again, extreme drought. So again, they certainly could use some rain. Hard to believe here, but the first week of October, again, here in the U.S., hot. Wholesale change from last year was the second. Actually, I think last year was the coolest in 8 years, wettest in 8 years for the September-October period. So a wholesale change from last year, 1.3 warmer than last year, warmest in 24 years, second warmest in 36 years. So again, very unfavorable trends for most seasonal merchandise sales. Obviously, this time of year, we want cold, wet, snowy weather, and we're just not getting it. Good for the home centers and tractor supplies and outdoor farm equipment, whatnot. So certainly good for any outdoor activities. 48% drier than last year, driest in 35 years. So again, second driest in 36 years. A little bit of rain there in the central U.S., probably mostly thunderstorm activity. Tropics are still extremely active. Fortunately, we're dodging bullets here in the U.S. right now. Sam is just a major Category 4 hurricane. Looks like it's going to head in the direction of Bermuda, so we may be out of the woods here in the U.S. Have to watch it. But there's still several more systems coming off Africa, and so we're already at 19 named storms and very easily going to eclipse our forecast was 20 to 23 named systems here was the early projection from Weather Trends here. So a very active season was in the cards, and we're certainly having that. Next 2 weeks, we need to watch, again, those systems coming off Africa. And again, maybe even something forming in the Caribbean heading toward South Florida. So we're not out of the woods here, and we definitely think we'll get into our range at least of 20 to 23 named systems. World outlook overall, again, 26 September through 9 October. Again, the theme in the U.S. is going to be hot, hot for the U.S. If there's a cold spot, again, these maps now are temperatures versus average. Alaska, we'd say, is on the cool side. Continuing cool trends there across the south, central Russia, cool down under in Australia. Precip maps are inset left there. So with that, folks, we hope you have a great week, and we will be back here this time next week.